Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. We're glad you all could be with us as well. I'm excited to welcome actor Amy Rutledge to our program today to talk to her not only about her love of acting, but what it's been like for her to do what she loves and to share that experience with all of you. Amy's getting ready to celebrate a brand new film coming out on September the 11th called Rent-A-Pal. We'll talk to her a little bit about the film, let you guys know what to expect. But we also will talk about something else that Amy and I are both very passionate about, and that is self-care, what it's been like for her to stay centered as she's kind of pursuing her own goals and dreams, and how she's been able to share that with all of you guys as well. If you guys are just now finding out about Amy's journey, of course we'll let you know where to find her. But Amy, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be on here with you today.
Well, look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. We're going to get into Rent-A-Pal and all the great things you have going on, but I want to kind of begin where you are right now with the rest of us, Amy, in 2020. I mean, I've been saying to all of our guests, and I know, all of us have kind of been impacted differently by this year, but what has it been like for you, Amy, to be able to reflect on what you've been able to achieve, and also what it's been like for you to see the way that your work has been able to impact others?
Yeah, so obviously this year has been quite challenging for all of us, and I am really grateful for my use of all my self-care tools that you were mentioning earlier. I'm also a meditation instructor, and so I've been able to really go really deeply inside of myself and kind of reflect on all that I've accomplished in my life and all that I've pulled myself out of. I suffered from a debilitating disease for 10 years, and so I've had to take major love to do, and but I've experienced miraculous healing, and so for that I'm just so grateful, and it seems like everything's kind of just coming together in my life right now. And even in this crazy time, I've been able to really experience the silver lining in it all. I've been quite humbled and just incredibly grateful for my health and things that really matter, that sometimes you take for granted. And so reflecting back on, being able to teach meditation in this time when people really need it the most, and being able to give back and really help others to feel better has been such a great honor and a great joy for me. And then as far as the acting career, I've worked so hard for so many years, and it's been quite a struggle, not only in the industry itself, but also dealing with, mental illness, and then also my physical illness that I was dealing with as well. So I'm just so incredibly grateful. I mean, I could cry just talking about it, as to, how my life has changed and shifted in miraculous ways.
Well, and I appreciate you sharing that, Amy. And the reason why I wanted to bring up about what you've been able to do with self-care, and I'm glad you mentioned about the meditation, is because one of the things I'm always curious about, because I've had this challenge for myself and I've shared it with my audience, is, we kind of have this push and pull, right? We're always trying to go and achieve the next thing, but it's very easy for us to leave ourselves behind, right? Or to even not be able to take that time to take care of ourselves. When did you realize the importance of that? I mean, because I think for a lot of people who are listening to this chat, they may think, I have so much I want to try to do, I'll take care of myself later. When did you realize that was really a daily process you had to do?
I realized it probably about 6 years ago. I remember that I was really in the midst of going through very debilitating struggles with my illness, and there was a lot of times where I was left bedridden, and but I would push so hard to keep my career going in acting, and that was like my number one priority. And so I was doing plays back to back in New York City, and I was doing I did a feature film that year, and then I did a couple of short films as well. And then I didn't make time for myself and my healing. So it sort of kind of came back to me, and I was forced to take a break. And then I realized quite quickly that my self-care, my healing had to be number one priority before I could do anything else, because I was struggling so hard And I noticed in my life when I started meditating and I started really cultivating self-care and self-love, self-value for myself, things started to really shift in miraculous ways. I noticed things were easier in that way. And, truly miracles, I was able to experience healing physically, mentally, emotionally. And also I noticed, special relationships would come into my life, and I was attracting people that were able to help me in better ways, and, with friendships and also romantic partnerships as well. Everything just started to shift in this very healthy, loving way. And I realized through doing this, I'm like, wow, there's something really to this when you take a step back and really honor yourself and value and give yourself that love and fill yourself up. Your outer world just completely shifts, and it's so beautiful. And I just hope everyone can learn how to do that. I just want to share that with everyone in the world, because we often just push so hard and we struggle so hard, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Right. I think that is so true, and I think to that point, Amy, I think that's why conversations like this are so important, and it also helps you as you're gearing up for the next thing. In your case, of course, you're promoting a movie. Thankfully, you all were able to have something that we could be able to enjoy during this time. Right? Again, that's coming up on September the 11th. So let's talk about that, because it's always interesting for me as I'm talking to authors or actors like yourself about the process. What is it like for you to be able to slip into the skin of a character and to bring those characters to life?
It is it's magic for me. It's like it gives me so much joy and just love for my life, and to be able to create with like-minded people and being able to shift into another character. It just brings me so much joy, and it's actually I can't even explain it in words. But I go through a process where obviously I learn the lines, I know them in my subconscious, and then I also work with an acting coach for a couple sessions. Her name is Pam Scott. She's really amazing and lovely. She's actually Julia Garner's acting coach as well, and wow. Yeah, and so I'll do certain exercises on my own to just really get myself into the character. For me, it's about really kind of getting into the costume and kind of the look of, for instance, this character, Lisa, and this takes place in the 90s, so I was really excited to be able to wear 90s clothes again. I had acid wash, high-waisted jeans, and they actually sent that costume to me in the mail, and I cried. So I have that with me. But, really, I knew right away that I wanted her to wear these glasses that I had, and the curly frizzy hair. And, I really like to go the extra mile and kind of seek out real situations in my life so that I can, so that all the lines and everything that I'm saying is completely truthful and authentic for me as myself, Amy. I also got an assignment from my acting coach, and she was like, so in this one scene, I'm doing an actual, dating VHS tape. And so Pam was like, why don't you try making your own videotape? And so I did it as me, myself. I taped my own dating tape, and it was so awkward and weird, but it was a perfect exercise for me to get in that character in that time frame. So there's other things that I do. For instance, Lisa is a caretaker, and she's very kind and compassionate, and she likes to volunteer with seniors on her spare time. And so I was like, I have never had that experience before. So I went out and did it. I signed up for a volunteer opportunity to work with seniors. And I helped this woman with her laptop. And it was just such a joyful, wonderful experience. But then it also made me, the words that I was saying more truthful and authentic to me, because I actually had that experience in real life.
Right, right. And I think, wow, I mean, so cool. I mean, to be able to do something like that, in as an actor, and then of course thinking about what you're able to do in your day-to-day life. I mean, being of assistance that way, it's so cool. This film, is getting a lot of buzz right now, Amy, and as I mentioned, it's coming out on September the 11th. I mean, great for those looking for an escape. I think Rent-A-Pal will definitely offer that for you. What has it been like for you? Because I noticed, especially on Twitter, you've been sharing a lot of the reviews and the response. What has that been like for you to see how excited people are about this project?
It's so exciting and it's so rewarding. I'm bursting at the seams every time I wake up and there's a new review or a new article that comes out. I'm just so overwhelmed with joy and just gratitude. It's just really incredible.
So
yeah.
Is it easy for you at this point, Amy, and I was curious about this question. I mean, it's one thing for you to have people who follow your journey as an actor, and you will definitely have those who, they will be being able to follow you from project to project and be inspired by you, entertained by you, but also the work as you were able to do, as I mentioned earlier, really helping with self-care and the importance of meditation and coming back to center. That definitely is going to bring its own audience, too. What is it like for you to know that you're able to help people kind of in all aspects of your life?
I mean, it just feels so rewarding and just so good. I feel like my whole life has come together at this point now, and it's all perfect timing for me. And to be able to reach people and, as my career grows, I think it will be especially wonderful for me to be able to reach a larger audience, especially in terms with self-care and, mental health issues. I'm a mental health advocate, and I just, I'm always sharing, it's okay to talk about mental illness. It's okay to, get help. It's okay to get therapy, and I think it just seems like everything's coming to this head where my two worlds are sort of colliding in this way, and it's just really beautiful, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was thinking about that very aspect, how neat that had to be for you. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, he's on the radio side of online. You're listening to Conversations Live. Amy Rutledge is our guest for this segment. We're talking with Amy not only about her journey in front of the camera, but also just in life, what it's been like for her to do what she loves professionally and to be able to share that with all of you guys, even personally. We're about to let you guys know how to stay connected with Amy. So, Amy, I have to ask you the question, of course, I think all of us, including myself, struggle with and have to think about every day. I mean, do you think that because of what you're doing, that kind of helps you to be more measured when it comes to being excited about what's to come? Like right now we're excited about September the 11th, but also appreciating where you are in this very moment.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a challenge for me because, sometimes it's easy to get really caught up with the excitement of everything and kind of the hope of what's to come, and you don't know, and it's you also get a little bit of fear involved in that as well. But I think I've really had to take some time back and, just really meditate and go on these, I do meditation affirmation walks every day and just really trying to be, centered and grounded in where I am at this moment in this time, just being present. And I think that would help, all of us, just being able to take time to take a step back and just really appreciate what's happening in the here and now and not get so carried away and caught up in, either past events or, what's to come in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, the great thing is every day definitely has its own possibilities. I talk about that a lot on social media, and I think, just being excited about what the day can bring, I think reminds us of our part in that, in creating that, and I think that's the beautiful thing in it. So I know a lot more great things are coming. Again, everyone, Amy Rutledge has been our guest. The new film is called Rent-A-Pal. It's coming out on Friday, September the 11th. So make sure you guys look for it on your favorite streaming site. Of course, our partner is Amazon.com here. And Amy, how can our audience be able to stay connected with you?
Yeah, so on Twitter, I'm at Amy M. Rutledge. On Instagram, I'm Amy Rutledge 443. That's AMYRUTLEDGE 443. And then on Facebook, I'm Amy Rutledge Actor.
Okay. She's made it very easy for you guys, and we've already tagged her, I think, on all 3 places. So it makes it easy for you guys to be able to find her on our platform. Amy, congratulations to you again. Thank you so much for dropping by. I know it's a crazy busy week, but looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Cyrus. It's been such a joy, and I just really appreciate you. And, I saw your Instagram with the self-care and mindful mindsets, and I love that, and that kind of set me up for, interviewing with you, just, doing those positive affirmations and mindsets. So I really appreciate you and what you bring to the world and the community, and thanks for sharing your light with the world.
Well, look, I appreciate you doing the same thing, and glad our friend Tammy at Spotlight PR set us up together, made this conversation possible. Shout out to you, Tammy, and thank all of you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Great chat with Amy here. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.